Okay, all right. Hello. Hey, first show, it's already like a bunch of bullshit. It's okay. Hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, yeah, we got I think the sound's working now. We good? Are we good? All right. Yo, what's up, everyone? Thanks, thanks, guys. Nick checking in. Alejandro, you too. Hey, how's the jazz? Can you hear it? I'm trying to get things a little bit classy. We got a nice classy jazz bar thing going on here. Um, So we're gonna get things rolling here in just a second. Hey, it's good to see you guys. I've been having kind of some rough times here, and so it's good to come back home. I consider this like you guys, my family, home, and feeling good. All right, we're gonna get things going here. Let me know about the jazz music. Can you hear it? Is it too loud? We need to turn it up. Hard to tell at this point. I don't want to be one of those guys wearing headphones trying to fucking regulate shit while I'm trying to deliver quality fantasy content. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what's going on with that. Before we get started here, as if you didn't know, take notes. So a lot of things going on. I don't know if you can hear me or what. There's some technical issues that I'm trying to work out these things here. It's probably related to the internet. Still, I don't know. I'm trying to get it all figured out. Been trying to get it figured out with the damn internet for like 2 years now. I'm sure it's probably um, you can still hear me. That's good. At least there's that. I can at least tell you what's up. So if things cut in and out because of whatever reason, um, stick with me here. It'll catch back up in a second. It's just a bunch of crap with the fixed. It seems to be fixed. So anyway, everything going here in just a second. Once things catch back up, it's just trying to get it to where it wouldn't be cutting in and drop for like, there we go. See, everything's hearing me or notes, a lot of off-season stuff, a lot of recent things. We got the first week of preseason going, and we've already got some stuff going on there. So we go over all of that. I'm going to answer all your burning questions, your drafts that are coming up. Hey, it's that time of season, yeah. We're there already. So anyway, going to eat some as always on the show. All right. So before we do anything else, real quick, I want to tell me about the jazz music. By the way, is if it's too loud or too soft, you can't hear it, or if it's just right, let me know. So glad football is back. I was going crazy. Me too. That's what I'm saying. I feel back at home. Everything's okay now. So we're going to do the ceremonial first four of the year. You all recognize the mug. We go with the Paps. Go with the classic. Why not? Here we go. That's right. First four of the year. Nick says you can't hear the jazz music. All right. That's a little too much head on my fucking forehead. I'm not a bartender. We're gonna let that settle. I'm gonna fix the music because I want to hear some of it. Can you not hear the jazz? Is it not there? All right. We'll turn on some jazz yourself. Maybe this microphone's so good it just won't like do it. I don't know. And whether you can hear the jazz or not, there's jazz music going on here. Okay, kind of jazzy. Put on some jazz of your own if you're not hearing it. Anyway, so got the pour going. All right, that's gonna sit there for the rest of the season. Anyway, yeah, Tyrant gang in his house. What's up, Erica? Good to see you again. Big smile always lights me up. You know that? Can you hear it? Can you hear it yet? It's fucking loud as shit over here. But maybe my microphone's just that good. Uh, Cancels it out. But anyway, so we poured that. But like I said, we're classing it up. I got the weekend without no kid, nothing. I'm good. I got the whole place to myself. I'm drinking a little Lafroy. Yeah, 10 years aged, single malt Scotch. You gotta love it. Hey, my little glass here. It's got this little divot. You can put a cigar. I smoke cigars too, but yeah, sure. But see when I don't have a cigar though, it's just like it's a nice little like look at this. I can just hold it. Yeah, there you go. Get a little of that. You need no rocks. Here we go. Hey, cheers to y'all. We're gonna light up the joint and we're gonna get things started here in just a minute. Get your questions down there in the comments. That's where we're going. So anyway, cheers to the 2025 fantasy football season. All right. A good 10 year age single malt scotch. Hey, speaking of things you gotta love, you know what this is about. It ain't 420 here, but in our minds it is. Check it out. This is the ceremonial lighting of the J for the new season. This is banana hammock. I don't know what that means. Feel kind of bananas. Take a rest. Banana. I don't know. It's cool. Banana hammock. Let's go. Hey, and if you're not watching this live, it's okay. Leave something in the comments as well. I'll still answer your questions afterward. I know a lot of you are like, "Hey, I'm busy tonight" or whatever. It's a Friday night. I get it. Hey, but you know what they say? Remember TGIF? It's Friday night, and the mood is right. So let's have some fun. I'll show you how it's done. Fantasy Tyrant. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, you got questions, put them down there in the comments. We're going to go over some notes that have been happening this season. It's already been um, a crazy year, as we all know. Um, so, as far as why it's been like a while that they've done a show and things like that, and, starting late, I've got reasons for that. I don't want to go over them right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you all about this, about um, where the show's going. I'm going to get into a little bit about that. But there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. But I don't want to do it here. It's the first show. Let's make this lighthearted and nice. Okay? It's not to say that the news is bad. It's just, there's a lot of stuff going on. I want to just get right to the shit. Okay. But I will say this: my top 200 comes out on Monday. For those of you who are Patreon subscribers, you're on Patreon. There you go, top 200. Plus, I'm going to be updating all my positional rankings, which the positional rankings are out now, but it needs some update. I'm taking this whole weekend to update that. Like I ain't got nothing to do except for pull everything up to help you crush your league. Yeah, that's right. So that's coming out, Monday for pay. If you're not signed up with me on Patreon, it's like $5 a month. So go ahead. I got the link down there in the description. Sign up with me, and you get weekly one-on-one advice. You need advice on where to draft, what to draft, who to draft, where to trade, what to trade. How to set your lineup every week. I help you with all of it. And plus, you get access to all my bonus content, like the top, 200 to draft, plus weekly updated rankings for position, things like that. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Discounts on leagues if you join some of the leagues that we're doing here. Anyway, enough of that shit. Let's get going with some things. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, I brought back mixed notes. It's a fun little show. Uncut, shoot off the hip. That's why I want to do this live. I thought about doing like a non-live show, but let's do it live. Let's go. Let's go live. There's only a few people, but you'll all trickle in at some. Anyway, yeah, I like this shit back up. Let's get the fucking show on the road. Now, course, before we go on, we got to acknowledge the plethora of deaths that have we've endured here lately, such as great jazz musician Chuck Mangione. Give it up for him. Yeah, iconic songstress, excuse me, Connie Francis, sitcom actress Lonnie Anderson, Leo from the fucking Cosby Show. Leo, fucking I'm not gonna Cosby. I can do a lot better than that. Yeah, whatever. Notes, yeah. Plus, the most. You got the all-American icon, professional wrestling god, and apologetic racist Hulk Hogan, Hollywood, whatever you want to call him. The dude, there wouldn't be the wrestling we have today if it wasn't for him. And of course, last but not least, one of my personal heroes, the father of heavy metal, the Prince of Darkness himself. Yeah, Mama, he's coming home. See you on the other side. No more tears. Moon. Whatever. Ozzy Osbourne. Rest in peace, my man. All right. Hey. Oh, yeah. And of course, American democracy as we know it. Rest in peace. All right. Hey, give us the Epstein list, damn it. Hey, let's go on with the football. Let's go. Now, one of the biggest stories to hit fantasy landscape is the departure of beloved, successful Detroit Lions OC, Ben Johnson, as he takes the reins as head coach for the Chicago Bears. So, how's that going to affect things on a fantasy level? Hey, I'm going to tell you about how that's going to affect fantasy players that are relevant on either team. Oh yeah, that's settled down, but that's kind of that's my decoration beer. I got a real beer here. It's a hazy IPA, Bat Squatch. Yeah, from Rogue. Good shit. Anyway, got the banana hammock here, so we're ready to go. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. What's going on there? Now, um, a lot of people are up in arms. They're making a big deal about this, and there are some things that are going to move the needle here and there, but honestly, not quite as much as everyone's making a big deal out of it. But let's go. So, some people think this is going to mean big things to Swift, all right? Because, of course, as we know, Ben Johnson, former Lions OC, he's a running back, fucking genius. He's got the running game on down pat. So, it's going to help out Swift. But actually, honestly, I think it opens the door more for Roshan Johnson. Yeah, Uncle Benny's going to get the run established first and foremost, but that's not necessarily going to mean more Swift. All right. This could resemble more of a running back by committee, and we've seen, and we've them, we've seen in his offense before. At least, look at what he's done, in Detroit, okay, with Monty and with Gibbs. No matter how good Gibbs was doing, Monty was still going to be in there. He likes to 1-2 punch, and then you add in Kyle Monaghan, dude. You could have a three-headed monster there by the end of the season. So I was kind of worried about this backfield in the first place. If anything, it just kind of like mucks things up a little bit there. I put Swift down a little bit further down on the board because of that. Now he was a running back 19 last season, running back 21 in fantasy uh, uh, points per game. Now I've got him in a similar role. Yeah, I got him ranked at RB 20. Now I might rank him down a little bit as time goes on. We'll see. All right. So, I think Caleb Williams is going to make some adjustments and some improvements a year or two. And since Keenan Allen's gone, and we'll talk about where he went a little bit later, uh, things that are going to hope open up for DJ Moore, right? Oh, guys fall for that every year. Come on now. You think you figured it out by now. But anyway, um, Roma Dunze is stepping things up in the offseason, and I think he's going to make a big impact this season. Um, Not only that, but I think they're gonna play around with a lot of two tight end sets now that they got Colson Loveland in there as well as Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet ain't no slouch, but Colson Loveland, he's the hot new stud. They're gonna try him out as well. They just got different places they're gonna be going with the ball. So I think that the way the offense is designed, I just don't think there's gonna be all around. I think DJ Moore kind of ends up with the same as last season. There's 119 targets that Keenan Allen's left. That's exactly 10 targets per game. Actually, so the math is kind of easy there. Jones is going to get like three of those, one or two more for like tight ends. Johnson another one or two. So by the end of it, he's going to get about the same. Honestly, so I'm not really going to put him any higher or lower than he was. I'm going to turn off the jazz. No one can hear it because it's kind of loud to me. Anyway, um, if you could hear it and you want it back, let me know. I'll put it back on. But anyway, Dunze could be a low end wide receiver three with upside. Uh, that's what I'm looking at this season. So that's kind of how I feel like that's going to affect the Chicago Bears, right? All right, check in with you for a second. All right, a little scotchy scotch. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Whew, good shit. So let me look back here, see what's going on. Any fun little messages here? All right. No one can hear the jazz music, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Hey, what's up, Matt? Hey, cheers, happy 420. Happy 430. Wait, what's 430? Is that like 420 with like an extra 10? Like, it's like 420 with a little bit extra because it's the Tyrant game. We always had a little bit extra. So it's 430. There you go. Fancy Tyrant OG. You are the OG, my friend. Good luck to all of you. Good luck to you too, man. Let's see. Gang OG. Oh, gang. You think Gabe Davis and Amari Cooper is worth holding on to in Dynasty? Um, and to be honest, I mean, Amari Cooper maybe just in case someone signs him and but Gabe Davis, I'm not really too worried about. Rest in peace, Hogan. Yeah, Nick. I know you're a big Hogan fan. Sorry, my friend. That's a painful one. Men 420. That's hilarious. Fine. Smash those likes and subscribe. Yeah, do it. I know a lot of you, like I said, are not going to watch this live. You watch this later on with school. I'm going to be passing this out everywhere. My live shows, things like that's how it is with live shows. People don't always tune in when it comes out. So anyway, but you want answers to your questions. I get on here live. Fuck, what are you doing? Is anyone missing the jazz music? I'll turn it back on if you want. But it seems like nobody can hear it. It was like loud to me, so whatever. I'm not gonna fucking deal with it. Maybe I'll find a way to like put it in the system. That'll probably fuck shit up. May as well. It's actually going smoothly, so it's not fucking up. Anyway, back to what I was saying here. So on the other side of the coin with the Lions, new offensive coordinator, former passing game coordinator for the Broncos, John Morton, is sure to ramp things up in Detroit. That's what he's talking about. Okay. Now we know he's going to be doing it, especially in the passing game. And I see big things for Jameson Williams this season. This is his breakout season. You can get him at a pretty good discount right now. I would go around early for him just to get him. If I had to choose between the two, I would pass on Amon Ra in the first round, depending on where you're picking at. If he falls to you number 10 spot or something like that, of course. But if you're at like the number 5 or number 6, I'd pass him up for some other guys. That's all. So do that. And then later on, I like Jameson Williams. So, seeing big things for him. Like I said, the big breakouts coming. I see a bounce back from Sam Laporta as well. Kind of a sophomore slump last year. Sophomore slump's a good thing. A lot of great players have had a bad second year. Teams are figuring out what they are. They need to readjust themselves, et cetera, et cetera. They get comfortable in what they're doing. The NFL, you got to change it up. So anyway, um, I think that Morton's going to be designing some plays in the red zone for Laporta. I think Sun God St. Brown had 141 targets last season, tied for eighth most in the league. And while I think there's going to be more targets to go around, I think Jameson Williams is gonna get the lion's share of that fun probably. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say half the time is, whatever. I've got the scotch going, I've got the beer going, who knows? I probably intended that. Anyway, yeah, Williams is gonna get a lot more of the targets. I don't see too much more from St. Brown, honestly. I think with Florida, Williams getting a lot of targets. It's just gonna leave Amon Ra about where he's at. If not, he might actually lose out a little bit. He's still late first round pick for me, but I'm just he's outside the top five this season. Um, he was the wide receiver 5 in points per game last season. Not a huge drop, but I don't see a big jump either. As for the running backs, I still think that Jahmyr Gibbs could be the best running back in fantasy at the end of the season. He's the number one guy. I have him ranked as such, a little bit over Bijan, by the way. Who that's another little piece of this is Bijan Robinson, not Bijan. Bijan. It's the Bijan Robinson. Uh-huh. Bijan. Saquon Barkley, we're expecting a little bit of a drop off. Honestly, I don't like to predict that kind of thing. Look at Derrick Henry. It never happens. You try to predict it every year. Try to get smart and cute with it. It's true. You end up not drafting one of the top running backs. And that's what you can do again if you're not drafting Saquon. Now, I'm not ranking Saquon any lower than number three, but I'd say that top tier right there is Gibbs, Bijan, and Saquon. I Saquon like this tells us that he's going to pronounce it differently. No, it's Saquon now. Saquon Barkley. Anyway, um, yeah, yeah. So I like Jameer Gibbs a lot. A lot of it, like so. Some of the analysts were a little bit down on, like, oh, I think it's going to be affected by Morton. But here's what Morton said. He says he wants to see more explosiveness out of both the passing game and running game. Who's the explosive running back? Well, gee, I think it's Jameer Gibbs, ain't it? Yeah. So there you go. I love Gibbs a lot. He was the seventh most targeted running back in the NFL last season. That could actually go up. Now, more of the passing game. In PPR, Gibbs could be the RB1, just like he finished with the overall most points last season. Number two in fantasy points per game behind Saquon Barkley. So, more passing could help Gibbs and hurt Monty. Actually, I think, I like Monty, a little lower than a lot of analysts. They have him right around the 20 spot. That's kind of where he's going with ADP. I got him as right now at the running back 24. I could go lower. I don't know. I think 24 is a decent spot. All over Gibbs' ass. Not literally, though. Another big thing here is Terry McLaurin is demanding a trade from the Washington Commanders. He's been skipping training camp and then suddenly came up on the pup list, citing an ankle injury stemming from last season. However, he'd already been participating in spring workouts and shit. So basically, yeah, he's bullshit. At this point, the scariest thing about Terry is trying to figure out where to rank him and draft him, and his ability to lie. Yeah, I think so. This seems like a bit of posturing for leverage and a contract negotiation. That's all this is. We've seen it before. We saw it with Debo. We saw it with Ayuk, for the 49ers. We've seen it with other players on other teams. I'm just a 49ers fan, so we're going to talk about that, right? So currently, he's the 40th player off the board as the wide receiver 18. Um, and that's about right for me. That ADP could go down the longer that this holdout continues, though. So until the deal is done, it's kind of like, yeah, a little bit iffy. Evil's been looking good. That could affect things too. Although I don't worry too much about that, as he's utilized differently than McLaurin. There's targets vacated there as well. Scary Terry should get his contract done and continue to be a top target on an offense that's on the rise. Yeah, Daniel's back there doing his thing. Let's hope he doesn't have a sophomore slump. I get a lot of dynasty. I like him really. He's my top. I think he's my QB3. Hey, speaking of trades, there have been some off-season moves that will definitely affect fantasy football, like the Dolphins trading Johnny Smith to the Steelers and acquiring the rights to Darren Waller from the Giants, prompting him to come out of retirement. And for some reason, I can't. I don't get it. I don't understand why the whole fantasy community shit their collective draws over this. Like he was gonna be so, oh my god, the dude's gonna be a top 10. No, I don't think so. And he's already hurt. He's already like on the pup list. They don't. He's definitely not in shape this season. So I don't know. Everyone like I saw people like in Dynasty putting up like half the fucking fab for this guy. Are you kidding me? Yeah, those guys are not last long in those things. And I told you all in the hashtag Tyrant game not to bother with this guy. Hopefully you listen to me. Meanwhile, John who goes to Pittsburgh where tight ends go to die. That's that fire move. So great. That's two tight ends. Yeah, that we would have. It's actually talented, but no. Anyway, maybe though, maybe they'll get a little help because they'll be catching passes from the newest Steelers QB, Aaron Rodgers. Or maybe A. Rodgers will retire mid-season and go sail to find the end of the earth, the edge of the world, whatever. End of the earth, edge of the world, same fucking thing. I'm gonna go find the edge of the world with Kyrie Irving. Dude looks like garbage, honestly. No surprise there. He hasn't been looking good. You know, we don't know what's going to go on. I'm really worried about everybody there not named DK Metcalf. And DK Metcalf, actually, like, he's going to get the lion's share of targets there. His only real competition is Calvin Austin and Robert Woods. Dude could average over a 50% target share. I don't know, maybe. Well, the target's pretty good. I don't know. Does it matter with that higher percentage? Okay, so he's probably not going to garner that much of a target share, but you get my point. Dude's going to get targets. He's going to get volume. I wish I had a button that could volume. We all know how I like volume. He's going to get a lot coming his way. So I like DK a little bit more. Right now, he's being drafted as like a wide receiver 3. I like him better as a wide receiver. Move him up on my board a little bit when you see the updated rankings. Those of you who are Patreon subscribers, when you see the updated rankings on Monday, that'll be reflected there. And then another big thing, the what was it to just have? Oh yeah, so Keenan Allen signs on with the Chargers, and yeah, so if you drafted early and you were all over Lad McConkey, I know, right? That is going to take away. I love Lad McConkey. I think he probably, I lower him down about a round, not a round. So if you reach for him, you're kind of kicking yourself right now. But that's what you get. That's too early. I think, like, in Dynasty, that's one thing. In Dynasty, you make that much of a difference. So with 1 year, you might have to figure some shit out, right? You might have to go a year without having him at full capacity. And that might actually help you get a better draft pick. See, depends on how your team's put together. But um, but really, one of the big things I think that this does is my prediction about Quentin Johnston, you know, making a little bit of a breakout this season. I think that puts a little bit of a dent. So I'm not so big on Quentin Johnston as I was before. That's all going to be reflected in my rankings pretty much. Keenan Allen, Keenan Allen's going to get his job, his work done. And the problem though with him and Lad McConkey is like they both like to go with the slot. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Um, I can't imagine that they're going to take too much away from Lad McConkey. Oh, Jesus. All of a sudden it became real buggy in here. Gibbs taking RB1 this season? I think so. I think so. Um, I just think because like okay, so the Falcons, excuse me. I think the Falcons offense still isn't all that. I think that's gonna hurt Bijan just. I like Gibbs. Gibbs was number one overall running back last season. You can do that again, and be the best in points per game. That's it's not that hard of a take. Let's Um, let's see. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Vlad McConkey gets used in the squad a lot, and so is Keenan Allen. But I still feel like they're gonna probably put Lattimore on the outside, keep Keenan Allen on the inside, and that's gonna just take away a lot of everybody there for Lynn. I really feel down on him. Not like I said, about a round. Put him down about a round. All right, moving along here. Hey, first, I was big on Rashid Rice coming into this season, especially since it was being rumored that he wouldn't be serving a suspension this year. His court date was set for next January. For those of us in the fantasy community kind of let out a collective sigh. We come to find out that instead he plea uh, plea bargain last month, and he's going to serve 30 days in jail and so what that means is that the NFL can now decide on suspension and drop him this season. We're looking at about 4 to 6 games from what we're hearing. I think he's probably more on the four side. We're also thinking about 2 to 4, and then with Jordan Addison, yeah, yeah, with Addison getting 3 games. I don't know. I think 4 games is probably about right. Uh, so we're gonna not have him there, which really puts a damper on. That really puts him down a lot. Um, now I had him ranked around the 10 spot before the news dropped. Last season, Devontae Adams was the wide receiver 10 in points per game with 17.2. Now, if you multiply that by 13 games instead of 17, the Chiefs will likely be locked in the playoffs before week 18, and Rice could be rested last game of the season. He's looking at about 223.6 fantasy points, which would have him as the wide receiver 17 last season. That's under the best case scenario. I'm dropping him down close to wide receiver 20 in my rankings. He's going as about the wide receiver 20 in ADP, but he's ranked as the wide receiver 24. I like the ADP on the side on that a little bit more. When he does come back, I think it's going to be big. The only problem is that, hey, if your Worthy does go up a little bit, I think Kelsey goes up a little bit. If Worthy goes up, people are worried, oh, well, Worthy. No, he's a completely different he's going to get more with Russian Rice out. Rice, she Rice comes back, he's going to be the guy. So there you go. I feel like Noah Gray too. Just, everyone's going to get a little bit more with Rice out when he comes back. I think that he's going to go back to his regular role. So that's why I have him at the wide receiver 20. I need to see some Jalen Boyles. Heard about that guy? Yeah. I'm not drafting him in redraft, but I like him in Dynasty. Good things to look out for. And then, of course, there's the case of Quinshon Junkins. Yeah, you heard me right. Junkins. The dude is trash. Real good rookie running back there. Dylan Sampson. It's kind of like when the 49ers, see, there I go. I'm being a homer. I'm talking about the 49ers in reference to things. It just happens to be the best example in this case. When the 49ers drafted Trey Sermon, I think it was like the third round, and then got Elijah Moore, or um, Eli Mitchell, sorry. Elijah Mitchell in the fifth round, something like that. Or was it second in the fifth? Something like that. But anyway, so you can tell right away, though, that Elijah Mitchell is really good running back. I think that's what we can see. But then now, Junkins is facing a 6-game suspension for domestic violence charges. He may not even get a chance now to compete for the top. Okay? Dylan Sampson, dude was great. But here's the thing: that's what everybody's forgetting about, right? Jerome Ford. Yeah, he's the real RB1 in that backfield there. And of course, the Browns are not. Jerome Ford did well for he can catch passes. He's fine. Um, I'm not putting Dylan Sampson up really ahead of Jerome Ford. I think that you can take them kind of around the same area. You're taking them both probably as a running Um, yeah, yeah, Jerome Ford, don't forget about him. Don't leave him out. But I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter because none of these running backs are giving me a chub. I ain't talking about you, Nick. Not talking about you, Nick Stafford. Sorry. Uh, no, where I'm going with that. Talking about Nick Chubb, which actually plays into my next point as we start talking about some of the injuries that we've been seeing here. All right. Yeah. There was, before I go on to the injuries, let me talk about Addison's suspension of 3 days. I wanted to go over that. I'm like, dude, I am all over Jordan Addison. I got a ton of this. Love him. And even in like best ball and in very few drafts or redraft, love him. Big on Jordan Addison. And then he gets hit with a 3 game suspension for violation. I didn't even see what I mean, it was a substance violation. Let's see if I can what the substance was. Was it like was he smoking weed or was he doing? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Sorry, mixed information. Okay, it was a DUI. That's what it was. Yeah. So he gets 3 games for a Dewey. Yeah, too bad. That sucks. And for season long for the draft, those of you draft Addison, those who want to draft Addison, yeah, that sucks, man. It's 3 games. That's a pretty big chunk in a football season. You're talking like what, like a fifth, 1/5 of the regular season? Yeah, or more, like a little more, like yeah. If you start in week 15, yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty big chunk, sizable chunk, like maybe a little more than yeah, pretty big chunk. So um, he's definitely going to go down a bit, probably a couple rounds, and then who's going to take over there? You might people are thinking, oh, now Jeffy's going to completely blow up. I don't think he's going to get any more than he was because he's also going to get a lot of attention, and that's going to be a big thing. Jordan Addison was taking some of the heat off of JJ, but now it's like what? I mean, they got TJ Hawkinson there. You got um, Naylor coming in, and people are like, I think Naylor is actually. I think Naylor at this point, he was being like undrafted before. I think Jalen Naylor becomes like a late round flyer, but I'm not like oh, well, play him like Addison. I think really a lot of those targets are going to go to T.J. Hawkinson. I like what they can go over the middle more. Hawkinson's healthy. I think that we're going to see a lot more Hawkinson. Hawkinson is someone I have pretty high on. He's a tight end that you can get not like super cheap, but you can get him a lot cheaper than like the top tier guys, and he can get you almost that level production. I say that T.J. Hawkinson is definitely a top 5 tight end this season. And like again, that's not that bold of a prediction, but it's a prediction nonetheless, especially now. I think that's almost a lot of this. I guess the Jalen Nailor is someone that I'm looking at, but I'm more excited about what's for PJ Hawkinson. I really like JJ McCarthy. I think that he's gonna show up this season. Hopefully, not get injured again. God damn it. I think he's super talented. He's going to be a steal for anyone who's smart enough to pick him up like early off the waiver wire or as a late round flyer or something like that. But anyway, I don't think it's going to affect him all that much. I think he's still going to find his targets. So before I was talking about Nick Chubb, get on the injuries. Joe Mixon is someone, like I said, I had him ranked pretty high up because we're hearing that he's fine. He's ready for training camp. Like, everyone was worried about injuries, and then the coaches are like, "Thanks, guy. It's all good." Like fucking, Donald Trump in the fucking South Park, or Saddam Hussein. For those of us that know that that was like Saddam Hussein voice, like I, shit's hilarious. But anyway, that's what it. Relax, guy. So Nixon's gonna be fine. Well, it turns out maybe not so much. Camps have started. No Joe Mixon. Preseason started. Where is he? Now I hear he's going to, and you hear he's not going to miss much camp. And then week one, preseason, we're not there. Okay, so now we hear he's going to miss a lot of camp, and um, pretty much all of camp, and hopefully ready week one. Yeah. Oh boy, it's a big difference, right? Doesn't sound good to me, especially when we're getting bullshit stories about players' offseason eligibility. It just doesn't bode well for Mixon, right? So, plus you add in addition of the aforementioned Nick Chubb, and then the panic button starts lighting up, right? Yeah, it is for me. On Joe Mixon, I got to put this guy down. I like uh, if he comes back, he plays well, and everything's good. We see him actually in some preseason. I do like Mixon as a top 15 running back. If the injury concerns continue to linger, I like him a lot less, more like in the 25 range. So, there's already been concerns from D'Amico Ryans about Nick Chubb's ability to stand. Or even being his little self as he's healthy. Apparently, he slowed down a bit too. Saw that coming. So Nick Chubb is on his way out. Hey, if Mixon goes out, who's going to be the guy then? Personally, for me, instead of an aging Chubb, give me a nice young Woody. Anyway, I'm talking about Woody Marks, of course. Uh, he's been making the Texans coaches take notice. They love him. A lot of us are in the fantasy community are excited about him. People, picking him up in Dynasty. I haven't been able to get him because he's going way earlier than I expect. People are just really hot on this guy. Excuse me. Now, hold on. So yeah, here's what I feel. Now, this rookie rusher would. Are you serious, Houston? You pick up two running backs this offseason and they're named Chubb and Woody? What the fuck? Last time Texans were dealing with a Chubb and Woody, they were forced to trade away their star quarterback. Oh, God, Deshaun Watson. Anyway, although I do find it fitting that as we lose a Chubb, we get a Woody. Isn't that usually how it goes, right? Yeah. Immature sophomore dick jokes have been renewed for years to come. Thank God. I thought with Nick Chubb on the way out, what was I going to do? Now we got Woody Fox. Yeah, we all know, ladies, right? Woody's better than a Chubb, right? Yeah, we all know. Anyway, I got to move on from that. I'm just gonna keep an eye out for Woody before Woody takes an eye out on you. This is just stupid. It's off the rails. Let's just move on. Let's see. Oh yeah, 4th of July happened. I hope you all had a happy 4th. It was over a month ago, but I'm playing catch up here. I had a great 4th of July. Blew up a lot of great fireworks. Hung out with some good friends. Had some barbecue. It was a good time. Yeah. Hope you all had a happy 4th. But you know who didn't have a happy 4th? That's right. Najee Harris. Apparently, some fireworks went haywire, and he got shot in the fucking eye. Now, at first, we're thinking, okay, this ain't no big deal. He's just, But then, as more hearing it, it's like, damn, dude's like, his eyes fucked up. What is he gonna come out with an eye patch? That'd be kind of cool. Go with like, go with like a pirate motif. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I think. Um, swear I had pirate jokes written somewhere. Oh yeah, we could call him the captain. But no, anyway, I ain't drafting this guy anymore. I really wasn't drafting him at all before. I mean, I think this of course means Omari and Hampton through the moon, through fucking Saturn, through the fucking Pluto, through that new planet. You heard about that? They discovered a new fucking planet, like way beyond Pluto. That's like it's like huge. It's like I think it said it was like big as Uranus. Maybe it was like bigger than five of Uranus. Uh, no, bigger than Uranus. Um, no, like seriously, yeah, they discovered a new. The point is, what was it? Oh, yeah, yeah. So Laurie and Hampton, oh my fucking feeling there. So plus they signed Naheem Hunt, so we know that there's an issue going on that they're signing him already. So I'm worried about Najee Harris. If you were even drafting him before, don't at this point go all ham on Hampton. Oh yeah, yeah. You wanna get this kind of hard hitting, stupid dad jokes mixed in with your fantasy football advice. Sign up with me on Patreon. You'll get one-on-one advice every week, and I'll throw in the jokes for free. All right? Yeah. Don't let yeah, yeah. I know it's another shameless plug, but don't let your teammate, your league mates get the edge on you. Flip the script. Let me help you out with your little pocket goof. Hey, check this out. This doesn't look right at all. Um, actually, you know what? Go ahead and not talk about that's what okay, so Chris Godwin, if you go look online, I wish I could bring it up and show you, but you can see, like, they took a picture of his legs, and you can see one is an obvious ankle, and the other one looks like a hot, healthy ankle. You can tell the difference. That's not good sign. That scares the shit out of me because I was taking wide receiver. I'm taking him as a solid wide receiver three with tremendous upside. Now it's like it's going to be more later rounds, wide receiver 4 or 5 at best. Meanwhile, you got Mika Luka is basically turning everyone's heads lighting up. So that worries me a little bit about Godwin. Um, so let's see. Bucks are going to bring Godwin back to he's fully healthy because they have zero reason to do that. So we don't really have a timeline on it. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, I think that he's a good best ball play as long as, kind of like the way that Rushy Rice is, right? I think those are guys that you can get at a discount of best ball, and they kind of load up at the wide receiver position to, sort of hold you over until they're ready. So, anyway, that's where I'm going with that. Yeah, and then we got a word about Isaac Garendo. Oh, a 49ers running back with an injury. It's not even the fucking season yet. We hadn't even had a fucking preseason game. Dude, we're already there. I told everybody in Dynasty, what I've been banging the drum for is uh, this year's Jordan Mason, who could be Jordan James. Yeah, been on him in Dynasty, been on him, last pick in redraft because we know the 49ers, they have a reputation, okay? They go through running backs the way Pedro Pascal goes through movie roles, right? Fucking A. That dude's everywhere. Anyway, um, yeah, this, like I said, it could be this year's Jordan Mason. CMC, he's healthy, but the problem is that um, the Achilles tendonitis is chronic, which means it's always going to be there. He could get hurt at any time. He could be gone. He could be done. His career could be over by week 3. Then what are you gonna do? Isaac Garendo and that's it? Nah, dude. Jordan James is someone to pick up. Garendo's already kind of looking glassy. You know what I mean? I love him. He's great, but he gets hurt easy. It looks like. Now we did also hear that Jordan James is has a fractured finger. He's gonna be out a few weeks. Good lord, we should be fine by the beginning of the season. That should be okay. But what the fuck are they doing there? Lord, 49ers strength and condition. Let's fucking go. Anyway, so that's what I got for you. Oh yeah, that's right. One more thing. Anthony Richardson, dude, just went down with an injury. Um, take a look at something real quick. Who have you left? What's up? Take a look at this injury situation. It's not looking good. I'll tell you that. Speaking of glass, okay, this dude dislocated right pinky finger. Now, the difference between a broken finger for Jordan James and a broken finger for a quarterback is a huge difference. But anyway, so we're worried about that. But I think that it's not going to be a huge problem. Although Daniel Jones comes in, I think Daniel Jones. Here's the thing: if Daniel Jones plays, I think that's actually better for Michael Pittman. Okay, Michael Pittman's kind of the top wide receiver there, But for AR, his top guy is Downs. I'm a big Josh Downs fan. I think overall Josh Downs is a better wide receiver than Michael Pittman. I think this season we're going to see a change in the guard there. But if Daniel Jones is the one throwing the balls, I think that actually brings things up a little bit. Pittman down a little bit for Downs. The puns write themselves. Right? Anyway, that's my take on that. And it's not going to change much else, honestly. They're going to look at the ball a lot with JT as long as they're in the game and they're going to throw a lot when they're not. Daniel Jones can throw the ball. Daniel Jones can run. It's really not much of a difference, except for who I think the top wide receiver is going to be. So anyway, that's what I got for you. If I missed any big moves or anything like that, or if you have any questions, put them there in the comments. I'm going to take a look and see if there's anything there right now. Before I go, I had this. I swear to God, I had this printed out. I don't know where it is. So I'm just going to say it. We have a tradition on this show. It used to be, are we going to get famous Jameis or heinous Jameis? Then it was, are we going to get Carson Wentz or Carson Wentz? This year, I'm saying, hey, are we going Jared Goffel or Jared Goff? No, ain't predicting Jared Goff shit, right? Hey, this year though, he's going to be Jared Goffsome. He's going to have some games that are Goffel because that's the way he is. He's completely unpredictable. Overall, though, Jared Goff, I think that he could be a borderline QB1 this season. If you got him in a QB2 capacity dynasty, you're in a good position. So anyway, that's how we end the show. Let me look and see if there's any questions or anything that we're missing. Otherwise, we can get out of here. Take a look. What do we got? Do, do, do. Philly Mike. What's up, Mike? Terry McLaurin was just traded to the Chiefs. What? Holy shit. Breaking news. Hold on. No. Oh, you son of a bitch. Wait, just a rumor. Then what? Yeah, it's just a rumor at this point. Okay, good. I knew about that, but I thought you were saying that the fucking job was done. But I don't see anything on that. I would break news to everyone right now if I could, but can't. Billy, Mike, what are you doing? You got me on that. No, that's cool. Uh, he hasn't been traded as far from what I can see, unless I don't know. But as you can see, things are fading away here. Oh no, we're losing, and it's like fucking what Thanos snapped his fingers. My fucking bar is gone. Oh no. Well, that means it's time to go. Ibuka, number one wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Bucks this year. I don't know about that. I still like Mike Evans. Uh, Ohio State is soft. Not really. Anyway, hey, thank you all so much for tuning in. Those of you who came live and those of you who are watching this afterwards, thank you so much. If you have questions, put them out there in the comments. Happy to answer everything you got. So I'm going to be coming back here in another week or so with another episode. This one's going to be about my top 50. Yeah, I'm doing my top 200. That's coming out Monday for Patreon subscribers. Sign up with Patreon. So anyway, do that. Love you all. I'll see you very soon. Until then, I'm out. Peace.